This is Bottle for Dream Island, and if you've been catching up on the recent TPOT episode, you get the idea why this episode's called that. The episode opens with Cloudy A waiting for 4 and X to be ready for Kick and Save because they were the only teams that lost all their members during the Hide and Seek challenge last episode, and as punishment for losing the entire Hide and Seek challenge all by themselves, they lose 2 members for this episode. However, the kitchen is a total mess and 4 and X are too busy to fix it up. How did this happen? Will Tree dropped his gold token that Pin gave him a while back, and that somehow caused a chain reaction, so 4 and X are too busy fixing up the place, but they did give them the voting results. But since Ball picked up the voting results, that automatically makes her the host for this episode. Pencil does seem like an easy vote to get rid of due to her irrational behavior during the past few episodes, and the fact that she almost killed the entire world when she went back in time. However, the viewers have spoken, and they all say they want her to stay for another episode in hopes she can redeem herself. She is safe with the most votes. Gulpball is the second person saved for saving Donut's life during the Hide and Seek challenge, followed by Winner due to their complicated relationship towards Loser and making new friends like Book, which leaves Yellowface, Pillow, and Donut. Pillow might be going home due to her endless killing spree for the sake of research and forming an illegal line with X during the Hide and Seek challenge to guarantee her safety. Yellowface might be going home due to limb stealing and spending too much time on his newfound business instead of some quality time with his teammates. And Donut might be going home because of, well, you get the idea. Yellowface and Pillow are eliminated. Guess I wasn't the only one that didn't care much about Yellowface's new business plan. Now that he got his warehouse back, there's really no point in keeping him further. And while it was fun to have Pillow around along with her research during Teapot, it was about time to finally let her go on this one. I don't appreciate cheaters and psycho killers. Nickel's wish has been heard, and his wish has been granted. After Kick and Stick was over, Fanny showed Tennis Ball a diagram that she and Ice Cube made about one, but Tennis Ball can't read what it says on his end, but Fanny can read just fine, so this must be one's doing. But Tennis Ball theorized that one might be after Two's powers, whatever's left is there. They hadn't left their bed since New Year's. However, TB will make sure to give some updates to Fanny in case he might encounter one. In the meantime, he decided to help Golf Ball decipher some of Pillow's research that she left behind. For today's challenge, the 17 remaining contestants will be split into 4 groups of 4. No, this is not another team swap, it's just that one player from each team will participate in one of the 4 attractions on Two's brand new and improved amusement park. Since Bottle is taking over as host for this episode, and she was the crush on me for these attractions, she won't be competing in any of them. For the first part of the challenge, Tree, Grassy, Donut, and TV must figure out a way to escape the haunted house without dying. The first person to get out of the haunted house wins 4 points for their team. Second place gets 3 points, third place gets 2 points, and whoever's dead last gets 1 point. Next, Pen, Marker, Snowball, and Golf Ball must stay on the Ferris wheel for as long as they can. If they fall off, they're out of the challenge. Last person left standing gets 4 points for their team. For the third part of the challenge, Pencil, Book, Fanny, and Tennis Ball will compete in a bull riding competition. But they don't have a real bull for this challenge, so they're gonna use Ford's 4-horse or Force for this competition. Same rules as the Ferris wheel challenge. Last person left standing gets 4 points. And last but not least, Black Hole, Lottie, Price Tag, and Winner will do an eating contest. If they finish their meal before Bottle brings up the next dish, they advance to the next round. The last eater left standing gets 4 points for their team. At the end of all 4 challenges, they will tally up the points. The top 2 teams that receive the most points wins the immunity, guaranteeing their spot into the top 15. So when it comes to Bottle's hosting performance, I think she did a good job with this one. Sure, she may need to work on her preparation, but she made a smart idea of using the amusement park as a challenge, and there are some funny jokes from her. So instead of having the contestants build a new attraction, they're taking part of the new attraction, and I'll look over them one at a time. Out of all the attractions for this challenge, I think the haunted house is the strongest of the group. I find the giant robotic spider to be very creepy in terms of its design, and there were some good bits in how the other characters escaped from the haunted house, like how TV hacking inside the giant robotic spider since they are mechanical minds. On top of that, he used the giant spider to try to kill everyone inside the haunted house because they left him behind at the elevator. But the best moment inside the haunted house gets very real when Donut comes across one. We get some new updates on what's been happening to Belle, Balmy, Barbag, and Needle when they go inside the playground, and they encounter 6, another number character. But when they brought up 1, 6 panicked because they thought that 1 was meant to be gone. This causes everyone to run towards the door that leads to the exit, the same door that Pencil found during the Out of the Blue episodes. But the way that 1 smiled, it felt like she actually wanted them to go to that place for new deals. And I have some theories about what is going on. I think 1 is trying to make the Teapot losers and cause more chaos like what she did to the Teapot rejects during the seasonal shift episode. That way she can convince another victim to sign a new deal. We also get some updates on 2's elimination area, which not only confirms that Robot Flower and Basketball are inside it, as well as Pin and Ice Cube despite being eliminated by 4 and X, but they're trying to break through this upside down door, which I think it might be a link to the exit as well. If one of 4's doors is connected to the playground where 6 is at, there might be another door that links to 2's elimination area. That's how 4 and X know where to send the Teapot losers. But here's something shocking. This is the first time that somebody rejected one of 1's deal. When 1 tried to manipulate Donut on getting his new arms back, he said no to the contract because he has no idea what was inside of it. And apparently nobody else did that in the first place. Though granted, Gady and Basketball were pushed into the corner because of the hurricane and the time travel fiasco, but Donut is having second thoughts over this idea on if he signed this idea, would it hurt others than to actually help him? 1 even tried to make Donut feel a little bit selfish, but he said no about being selfish because he already went through that on Battle for Dream Island again, and that ended up getting him eliminated during that season. I was so proud of Donut rejecting the contract, and even if 1 removed 2 of his legs, she made a miscalculation. At the end of the challenge, Donut found some of the limbs that Yellowface stole before his elimination, and he used those limbs to get back to normal. So he found a way to get his arms and legs back without making a deal. Now that Donut fully knows that 1 exists, Fanny might get a new ally after this. When it comes to the Ferris wheel challenge, it was my least favorite amongst the attraction challenge because it was taking way too long with the process of elimination, and they barely did anything with it aside from the Ferris wheel rolling away. The only thing that was interesting is when Pin tried to form a connection with Snowball because they used to have a connection back in season 1, but Snowball doesn't really care much because they don't really talk even if they were on the same team back in season 1. Snowball is too focused on Grassy as his new buddy now that he's strong, but Pin wants to talk with Snowball since some of his old friends are gone. Eraser's eliminated, and who knows where Blocky's at after BFB. He's been missing his friends so much, he's been watching some of Blocky's old funny doings. Now for the Force Riding Challenge, that was much better than the Ferris Wheel Challenge because get ready for Crash Out number 2 involving Book and Pencil. This was the conflict where I sided with Book for this one because Pencil has been acting so selfish during her time on Teapot. Every time she tries to convince Book to join her alliance, Book says no because Pencil doesn't really want Book back as a friend. She only wants her as an alliance member, a living shield to protect herself from elimination again. To Book, that's not what a friend does. Pencil should have given Book and IQ some of the time to adjust themselves that Pencil is competing on Teapot, like how Book gave IQ some of the time for herself after the whole BFB fiasco with Taco. Book did the right thing on letting Ice Cube and Taco to do their own things separately, because after the team swapping phase, Book and IQ did eventually become good friends again, while also keeping some of their new friends they made along the way. But since Pencil's only focusing on winning instead of making some new friends to help her along the way, and not showing any concerns about what's going to happen on Teapot involving 1 and that reality crack, Book doesn't want to be her friend like this. This is no longer Pencil's choice on what she could do with Book. We even get this melancholy moment inside the clubhouse where Pin tries to talk to Pencil about her friendship with Book. Pin explains that he's glad he's making some new friends like Bottle and Lai, but he does miss some of his own friends and he's trying to connect to some of the old ones like Snowball. In fact, he used some of his precious memories of some of Blocky's funny doings to help him during the challenge. His word of advice to Pencil is that she should try to make some new friends on this new pathway, but don't let go of some of the precious memories she had with Free Smart. The chances of Pencil being friends with Book again are still not at 0. she can still turn over a new leaf. However, there is still no confirmation if she actually listened to Pen or she still ignores him. For now, it's just a wait and see. The eating competition was pretty good as well, where some of the other contestants tried some other tactics on finishing the meal, like Black Hole's gravity powers, Winner eating from the side, and price tags trying to sell some of the food since they can't actually eat. The only part in the eating competition I personally didn't like is for some reason Light is blaming Black Hole for sabotaging her. I just don't like the idea of Light blaming Black Hole for stuff as some sort of running gag. I guess he doesn't want anything to do with Jetpack anymore, but why Black Hole specifically? He's actually the nicest of the group. Do you really see him as some sort of saboteur? You see, Tree's token went on a rolling spree again, and it caused another chain reaction, and that ended up hurting Lai. But there is one moment from Winner that was actually heartwarming, and that was when they had to eat some Loser Roll cereal, where they discovered that there's a marshmallow shaped like Winner, which means Loser hasn't really forgot about Winner as a friend. Despite Loser and Winner going their separate ways, their friendship is still strongly connected, no matter how far away they may be. And I think that also goes back to the war of advice that Pen gave to Pencil back at the clubhouse. So despite all the crash out that's been happening inside this episode, there was definitely a lot of fun inside Two's new and improved amusement park, or Atusement Park. What is One's brand new scheme in the next episode? Will Two ever get out of bed? And what path will Pencil take now that she's really all alone? Find out next time on The Power of Two.